Coming up tonight on YCN News, Kearsarge High School holds a free parent workshop with guest speaker Lynn Lyons. Vermont Independent Senator Bernie Sanders will speak at colleges about important state issues. And we'll learn about the big Harris Hill ski jump competition in Brattleboro this weekend. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, it's Friday, February 13th. I'm Laura James. Welcome to YCN News. We begin our news tonight in Vermont. A recent audit of Vermont's health care and rehabilitation services budget drew controversy when it was uncovered that former CEO Judith Hayward received a $650,000 payout when she retired in early 2014. The Brattleboro Reformer reports the company's 600-plus employees who didn't receive annual raises last year for the first time in more than 10 years were outraged by the payout. About 85% of approximately the $49 million that HCRS budget comes from taxpayers and federal Medicaid payments. Hayward worked at HCRS for 19 years and earned about $163,000 annually at the time of her departure. The Board of Directors approved the payout back in June of 2010 per the recommendation of the Executive and Finance Committees. HCRS has offices in Brattleboro, Springfield, and Hartford, and is the designated mental health agency for Windham and Windsor counties. Residents of Woodstock, Vermont will debate a proposed 1% local options tax on rooms, meals, and alcoholic beverages February 28th during its annual town meeting at the Woodstock Town Hall. If approved, Article 12 would make Woodstock the 15th Vermont community to adopt a version of an options tax, which would be assessed on top of what the state already collects on those entities. Town officials say the measure could help develop the local economy, while opponents claim it will draw business away from the community, which benefits greatly from local tourism. According to the proposal, revenue would be used for economic development, promotion to potential visitors, residents and businesses, and the funding of special projects to benefit the community. Voting will be held March 3rd at the Woodstock Town Hall. Anxiety and worry are emotions that can grip everyone, regardless of age. Lynn Lyons is a psychotherapist who specializes in the treatment of anxious children and their parents and wrote a book entitled Playing with Anxiety, Casey's Guide for Teens and Kids. She was the featured speaker at a free parent workshop held at Kearsarge Regional High School last night. Over 80 parents and community members were in attendance at the workshop. Kearsarge Assistant Superintendent Pam Stiles told YCN News why this message is such an important one.
You know, with the growing number of children who display anxiety characteristics, it was really important for the district to bring this information to our teachers, but also to our parents, because it really is a partnership as we address these issues in our children.
Parents learned concrete strategies to handle current anxiety and ways to prevent the development of anxiety and depression later in life. Turning to political news now, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders will listen to the concerns of college students at 3 campuses next week. Sanders earlier said he would consider a run for president in 2016 if none of the other candidates represent issues he believes are crucial to the nation. A registered independent, Sanders will meet Monday with Linden State College students. On Tuesday, he'll listen to what's on the minds of Johnson State and University of Vermont students. These topics may include ways to make college more affordable, protecting the environment, and women's concerns. The New England power grid is getting a boost now that Eversource Energy will be allowed to build new electric power lines overhead and underground. New Hampshire Public Radio reports today that the infrastructure boost will benefit southern New Hampshire and greater Boston. It'll be known as the Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire Reliability Project. After the break, we'll have more news from around our region.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. The very bright spot in February happens tomorrow. Snow forecasts aside, it is Valentine's Day, and you know the saying, love is in the air, especially on Valentine's Day. Well, it seems it's also on the slopes this weekend. At Stratton Mountain, things are heating up on the mountain. They have dining and village specials, romance on the lifts at the Tube Park and on the Nordic Trails, that according to their website, and fireworks, of course, and a torchlight parade, all taking place at Stratton Mountain starting at 8:30 p.m. in the main base area. No, listen to this. Parents, if you'd like to find out a little bit more about spending some time alone, just bring the kids for a night out on Valentine's Day. From 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., kids will be snowshoeing and sledding, playing other outdoor games, and inside they'll be making cards and bouquets for their loved ones on this fun holiday of love. And in New Hampshire at Mount Sunapee Resort, you can look for hearts hidden on the mountain this Valentine's Day and return them to Spruce Lodge Guest Services. You'll get a prize. Plus, there's just about everything red in the snow sports shop. It has a good deep discount for slopeside purchases to make your special Valentine happy. Be sure to check out your favorite ski area's website for fun promotions and events this Valentine's Day and President's Weekend. Winter holidays aside, the path toward Vermont Town Meeting Day and election prep continues. 2 incumbent selectmen are seeking to remain on that board, and 2 other residents are hoping to replace them. David Yesman and Peter McGilvery met last night with Walter Martone and Carol Cole, the 2 political hopefuls, during a candidates forum, the Eagle Times reports. Yesman says he's concerned about economic development for Springfield and said the former Park Street School needs to be revitalized and put to better use. McGilvery and Cole agree that the North Springfield Armory could become a maker's guild for business and entrepreneurs to work from. Martone says he wants to help shape a positive image for Springfield so that more businesses want to relocate there. Ballots can be marked by registered voters between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Tuesday, March 3rd at the Riverside Middle School gym. The 4 U.S. senators comprising the New Hampshire and Vermont congressional delegations say a $15 million program that offers a myriad of services to veterans must be continued. Senators Jeanne Shaheen, Kelly Ayotte, Patrick Leahy, and Bernie Sanders want the Pentagon to stay on course with the Beyond Yellow Ribbon plan. Now, Beyond Yellow Ribbon provides community-based outreach services to vets by connecting servicemen and women with post-deployment agencies. These include educational assistance, marital and financial counseling, suicide prevention resources, and substance abuse treatment. Help with finding employment also is part of the program. Just as the yellow ribbon has become a symbol for supporting U.S. troops at home and abroad, so is the bald eagle, another proud American emblem. And more bald eagles are finding a safe home in New Hampshire, with the 35th annual bird count for eagles scoring high. That's 90 bald eagles this year, compared to fewer than 10 about 30 years ago, according to the New Hampshire branch of the National Audubon Society's website. The state Audubon chapter works under contract with the New Hampshire Fish and Game's non-game and endangered wildlife program to conduct the bald eagle count. The Audubon Society trains volunteers to help in the winter. Merrimack County made up one of the largest volunteer groups for the bald eagle count. We end the broadcast this evening with a fond farewell to our colleague and friend, Matt McDonald.
Hey, Matt, quick question. Did you get the footage for the last segment that we're doing tonight?
What footage are you talking about?
Oh, the one we're taping right now.
Oh.
So this is Matt's last day at YCN News. Matt's our great controller guy, makes all the news happen. Matt, tell me about the first day.
Oh, yeah, I started like 2012. It was a while ago. So I've been with the company for about 3 years, and we were in a different office in Salisbury, New Hampshire. It was different, totally different experience than it was like here. Back then we were on outside television only, and now we have about 8 channels over the air and on cable, and the company's grown so much. I remember the day that I moved into this Claremont office, so much bigger. There was space for everything. We had our own studio room and place for all the employees to work, and it's just, the company's grown so much, and I'm proud of it, and I had a great experience here, and I just want to thank all the YCN employees for giving me this great opportunity.
We'll have to leave it with that. Laura, back to you.
He's been a top-notch director, weather and sports forecaster, technical guru, you name it. Bright smile on his face. It's going to be greatly missed, Matt. We wish our friend Matt McDonald all the best in his future endeavors. When YCN News returns, we'll join Kearsarge Chronicle's Lynn Solomon, who spoke with Eric Wheeler, Vice President of New England Handicap Sports.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. Let's check out our weekend Valentine's Day forecast now with Matt McDonald.
Thanks, Laura. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low around -8. Saturday we'll see snow, mainly after 11 a.m. with a high near 17. Wind chill values may be as low as -6. Saturday night there will be more snow with a low around 6 and wind chills as low as -5. Sunday the snow will continue with areas of blowing snow before 11 a.m. Highs will be near 10 degrees. And Sunday night the snow should be ending, bringing mostly cloudy skies with a low around -10. And now let's take a look at this week's Snow Country Snapshot with Hallie O'Brien.
Snow Country Snapshot is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newbury, New Hampshire.
This week, the Snow Country Snapshot is here at Whiteface Mountain, just outside of Lake Placid, New York. They've got the largest vertical drop on the East Coast and a great learn-to program called Parallel from the Start. They'll have you making turns before you know it. See? One big snowstorm after another means the best skiing and riding is right here in the Northeast. Hunt for hearts on the slopes of Mount Sunapee on Saturday, Valentine's Day, and win some great prizes. The uphill craze continues at Pat's Peak with their Winter Wild uphill-downhill race before the lifts open Saturday.
It is beautiful snow up here. I just took a lesson, great instructor. I was ripping, running, jumping, catching air, doing the whole thing. I did the do. Woo! I did it.
And here at Whiteface, Parallel from the Start guarantees that on your third day, you'll be able to ski or ride down from the top of the mountain, but not before you ring this bell in triumph. We're hardy New Englanders, and we know how to dress for the cold, and you're going to need all of that warm gear this weekend. Okemo and Mount Snow both have bubble chairs, so they'll keep you warm on the ride up. There are fireworks everywhere in southern Vermont to celebrate President's Week. Stratton and Bromley light up the sky Saturday night. Okemo's also putting on a show Sunday night, and Mount Snow is on Wednesday. Whiteface truly is such an impressive mountain. It's got terrain for everybody and lots of it. I'm Hallie O'Brien, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Hallie. Let's glance at our YCN community calendar. The full calendar can be found online at ycnnow.com/calendar. Tomorrow at the Hop in Hanover, check out a performance by the Dartmouth College Glee Club. The performance begins at 4 p.m. And now it's time for YCN Sports. The Fall Mountain girls basketball team benefited from a well-rounded effort Thursday night, earning a 47-31 victory over Kearsarge to clinch its 9th straight win. Peyton Albury led the Wildcats with a game-high 14 points, followed by Morgan Furland and Sophie Bushy with 13 apiece. Macy Hansen led Kearsarge's scores with 10 points. Fall Mountain improved to 12-3 on the season. The Cougars fell to 4-11. A special event is happening this weekend. It's the annual Harris Hill Ski Jumping Competition in Brattleboro, Vermont. Saturday it's the Pepsi Challenge, followed by the Fred Harris Memorial Tournament on Sunday. Come out and watch this intense ski jumping competition featuring skilled athletes and a 90-meter jump. Refreshments and concessions are included at the event. Gates open at 10 a.m. both days. You can find the full schedule of events online at harrishillskijump.com.
Thanks, Matt. When YCN News returns, we'll join Capital Connections' John O'Connor and YCN News Director Lisa Cannell for this week's News and Review.
The YCN News continues in a moment.